Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good rapport, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Philippians 4, verse 8. Much contemporary literature is created in harmony with the principle known as realism, the principle of depicting life as it exists without any attempt at idealization. Pursuant to this concept, much literature is filled with blasphemy, filth, cruelty, and sordidness. This deluge of literary sewage is defended on the basis of realism. Life must be depicted as it is. Now, it is true that the Bible reports the sins and foibles of its characters. No attempt is made to hide the weakness of David, or the mistakes of Abraham, or the instability of Peter. But in the Bible, reports of human weakness are always incidental to the great themes of salvation, honesty, justice, purity, and praise. The Bible reaches its peak of greatness not in the uncovering of evil, but in the revelation of one whose life was absolute honesty, purity, and love. There's still much good to occupy the mind. Beauty remains in nature, art, and music to the extent that it has not been defaced by man. There is literature that possesses dignity and worth. There are unselfish people who live decent lives and love their fellow man. There are mothers and fathers who love their children, and children who respect their parents. There are citizens who become involved in their communities and try to make the world a better place in which to live. Above all, God is still on his throne. Christ still mediates for repentant sinners. Eternal life is still the last and best hope of man. So why read books and look at pictures that portray vice and cruelty when we have the alternative of thinking of things that are true, honest, just, pure, lovely, and of good rapport? Why should we live in life's smog when the pure air and blue sky are available to us? While we must not shut our eyes to the sordidness of life, we need not feast our eyes on it either. And as always, think on these things.